Hello.
Hello and welcome to the debrief, Dave O'Neill. I've got to mention before we get started, I'm doing Perth Fringe, 17th to the 19th of January. Come along to the Oasis Comedy Club. I'm on it like at 6:15. It's always good at the Oasis Comedy Club. Get involved. All right, here we are on the debrief with Brados.
Hello. If there's anybody listening after that shameless plug.
Surely they haven't turned off.
People have just written down that information and gone, right now, got to get to the airport.
Get to Perth. Get to Perth. Anyway, we're off to San Remo, the great San Remo Hotel.
It's San Remo near Phillip Island in Victoria.
Not
San Remo,
Italy.
In Italy.
Yes, and we did this last year. I don't think you did it. No, you were going to do it. You didn't do it.
I was in hospital.
You were in hospital, that's right, and it went off. It was great. So it's a January. It's down the beach. For people that don't know, it's near Phillip Island. It's a big tourist place.
Yes, it's right near the island, near the causeway. And I missed it last year, so I'm back by popular demand. Well, not back because I wasn't there. But anyway. Yeah.
No, it was fun. I remember it from last time.
First gig of the year too.
First gig of the year. That's hang on. When did I? Oh no, I did the 30th of December. I didn't do it.
But
this is the second. You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So yes, you didn't have much of a break then. Oh, you did.
I did. Yeah, I can't remember. I did the Saturday night, Friday and Saturday before Christmas, and then had Christmas, and then. Yeah, I did the 30th of December.
I did my last gig on the 22nd, but I have been sarcastic to people in shops. But not
does that count?
Yeah, not for money.
Does that count?
No, just keeping my edge.
Well, I was just doing a lot to like my son's friends. See you next year on New Year's Eve. See you next year, guys. Catch up next year. I remember Tim Smith saying that his stand-up was when he'd drop off doing breakfast radio and he'd drop off Brad the young idiot at like 12:05 and Tim will say, I'll see you tomorrow. He goes, no, I'll see you today. It's like, don't remind me to have to get up early and do radio.
Well, you did radio this morning.
I did. I was up at 4 a.m. doing ABC. Give us a call, 1300 222 774. You can text 0437774774. We've got Philip on the line from Camberwell. Hello. I used to do this. Someone mentioned rationing the other day on air and coupons. It's like, I know the audience are old in the ABC, but...
rationing.
Yeah, rationing, a ration book. He used to have a job. I asked the question, because how is this? I had all these cans at home, and, you can take them to the recycling joint and get money.
Yeah. At
the moment... They're transitioning from coupons to EFT, and they're giving out cash, cold hard cash.
Really?
So I got $27 in cash.
How many cans did you get?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, I drink a lot of soft drink, and the kids drink juice or whatever.
That's 270 bottles of soft drink.
Oh, there was a lot. I lined up for an hour. There's a depot near me.
Yeah.
And then the car in front of me was like a sort of a little truck, and this guy gets out. He must have run a restaurant. Because I saw the guy give him a big wad of cash. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
Anyway, so on the radio we talked about what did you used to do for money as a kid. And, of course, several people rang up and said they used to kill rabbits and sell them.
Right.
There was heaps
I got thrown out of the zoo for that.
Hey. There were heaps of people that were killing animals for money, basically, in the 70s and 60s. A guy used to collect dead wool, which is collect the wool off the dead carcasses of sheep. And it was very... take it to the...
That's just for goths.
Just to get dead
emos.
wool. Yeah. Gotta collect dead wool.
Goths and emos. Just going, I want a cardigan, but I want...
dead wool.
Yeah. Or you're semi-vegan.
Yeah, so that's what you get on the ABC. That's what you get.
Did you mention bottle drives, Dave?
No one mentioned bottle drives, actually.
Because that's what this... once again, this is a bottle drive, right? But
Yeah.
we're doing all the work. At least you're getting a little bit of cash.
Yeah. Bottle drives used to drive around with the trailer for the scouts and find out where the alcoholics lived in your neighbourhood. Because some of them had so many long necks down the side of their house, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was long necks, big King Brown.
Yeah.
Big 26 ounces empty.
Well, they raised much money doing that. They must have raised a bit of money.
Well, I think I kept the scouts that, and we did copper stripping as well.
Oh my God!
Did you do that?
No, we weren't criminals.
No, we didn't.
Where'd you do that?
Copper stripping was.
I know you get money for copper, yeah.
And what happened? There was the scout hall in Mitcham round in.
You were fourth Mitcham.
Yeah.
The Catholic one.
We're the Scientologist ones.
Yeah.
And but one of the things there one day was that you had all this kind of copper that is encased in paper, right?
Wow.
And you strip the paper off the copper.
Yeah.
And that's what copper stripping is.
Oh.
We weren't going around our
You were
houses.
going around because at Mitcham the church got done. Someone got up on the roof and stole all the copper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they called the coppers.
Hey.
Oh,
Jeez.
what a cop out.
Yeah. We planned that.
Oh, far
We
out.
stopped on the side of the road and worked out how to do that.
I'm
I'm
not a big punster, but yeah.
because I did the bottle thing because when I was staying with my sister and brother-in-law, he picks up bottles when he's out walking the dog.
Yeah, right.
And he'd proudly just say, look at that. That's I got $7 off the shopping for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I went to Perth, I went and parked my car at their place to go to the airport because they live,
I know where they live near the airport. Yeah.
And the day before I went, on the Sunday, I went to 4 different bottle joints, right, to get rid of the bottles that I had in my car that I'd been saving up.
4?
Yeah.
Because those machines don't work that well.
No.
They're always broken.
The first one I went to in Port Melbourne, didn't work.
Of course not.
It would spit the bottle back out at you.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if I was playing cricket,
Oh, yeah.
I could go down there and throw a cricket ball in there.
Practice.
And I'd have my own little bowling machine. All right. So then I went, all right. And there was another guy there. And we both gone, oh, fuck this game for a game of soldiers. So I went to another one, which is kind of in South Melbourne, right? And got there, and it was just everybody who'd been to this one was there. And I went, well, no, look, there's another one here in Albert Park. I'll go to that one. So I went to that one, which is at MSAC on the lake.
Right, yeah, the pool.
Right? And it's not there.
Oh, it's not there?
No, and then I went to the one in Middle Park, right near my house.
Jesus.
And I went into the IGA where on the map it says it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And a woman said to me,
No, they don't do it anymore?
no, not since last November last year.
Yeah.
And it's still online.
Oh, that's annoying.
So when I went to my sister's place, I left my car keys there and I said to my brother-in-law, there's a big bag of bottles in my car if you want them.
Have them. And did he do it?
He did. Yeah.
I wonder where he went, because the one I go to is in Preston, and they've got men staffing at it's a proper conveyor belt machine thing.
Grantham Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a car park behind the Coles in Grantham Street.
In South Melbourne, or?
This is in East Brunswick, Brunswick West.
Sorry, Brunswick West, right.
Yeah, and there's no attendant although there does seem to be a guy living at the foot of the machine.
Oh no, this one in Preston's got several. It's a big deal, you know.
Right.
That's where you go.
When you said staffed, I
Yeah,
haven't found a staff one, and I couldn't find 2 because they no longer exist.
I haven't yet read the reviews. We went to the
Reviews.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So we went to the recycling centre in Clifton Hill, where I live, and you go there and you take your cardboard, old computers, whatever. And my son Barney goes, I'm going to read the reviews, Dad. He read them out. They were hilarious.
Really?
This place is misogynistic. Oh, we were trying to do the right thing, and the man was so rude to us. And then he wouldn't let us leave our soft plastic because we don't live around here. And it's like, and then someone hits back. They're garbos. They're not, they're not shop assistants, these people.
Well,
You read reviews of things like that are hilarious.
Well, and Tracy Armstrong told me to, that got me on to reading suburban review, like local community reviews.
Yeah, they're funny.
And the Geelong police station, you got to have a listen.
Oh, I got to look at that Geelong police station.
Yeah, it's just because there's people who just people take it quite seriously.
And then
you think that's pretty serious.
Taking the piss.
And then somebody takes the piss and they're quite frivolous. And then you think to yourself, wow, there's people that are even more serious because that brings them out. I don't think making jokes about Rosellas is funny.
Yeah. Fucking Facebook's got a lot to answer for.
It's so... Well,
the Good Karma Network, are you a member of the Good Karma Network in your area, like the community group?
Yeah.
Because the one in Clifton Hills, like, there's always like... why are there helicopters buzzing overhead? Does anyone know? And
oh yeah.
And there's just a lot of lost keys in the park and that kind of stuff.
Right.
There was a funny one that said, if anyone finds some weird notes and little prizes, I'm doing a treasure hunt for my little brother, and so please don't take them. It's happening on Saturday at 1 p.m. And then he puts another thing. By the way, my little brother's 27. It's like...
I saw this meme I think it was on Facebook just before Christmas about some guy talking about Secret Santa and just going, by the way, if anybody gets a remote, remote from a Samsung television, I need it back.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
They've wrapped up the remote.
Oh yeah.
Well, the best story I've ever heard about Kris Kringle's and Christmas presents. At the ABC in South Bank in Melbourne, they used to have a tree where you could wrap presents and put them under, and then the manager would take them down to the Salvos on Christmas Eve, right?
Right.
And so he's given the job. He puts him in the boot of his car. He goes down to the Salvos. The Salvos like, "Oh, thank you so much. This is so great." He gets home, gets to about 10 o'clock at night, and his wife goes, "Hey,
no.
have you got the Christmas presents for the kids?" And he's like, no, where are they? She goes, "They're in the boot." It's a true story. You had to go back and say, "Are those three? Can I have those three back?" That guy was running the ABC.
So there was some kind of hobo on a BMX going, I don't want to give it back.
Or PlayStation. Wow, this is pretty good. Normally we just get Twister or something shit. This is great.
That's awesome.
My son Jasper got a great Christmas present that Kieran got. You'd love this. It's a card game called Timeline, where all it is, it just has a little picture of an incident, and it says like the falling of Pompeii. The next card says the starting of World War II, and you get 3 cards, and then everyone's got to put one down in the correct timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd love it. It's great.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
But then there's ones
What's
like
it called?
Timeline,
right?
Like the eruption of Mount Fuji. You're like, fuck, when was that? Because like World War One, you go, well, 1914. Right?
Yeah.
People like you and me know that.
Yeah.
World War Two, 9/11. There was 9/11. There was,
Helsinki Olympics.
See, the 70s? No.
I think it's 52.
Oh, before Melbourne. 56.
Yeah, I think it was before.
Yeah, you'd be good. Look, if we ever go on the road, I'll steal it off him, and then.
Yeah.
But there's ones like Vikings, and you're like, gee, though, and things like the Aztecs are deceptively sort of a bit later than you think they're going to be, and the Vikings are quite early.
Well, and you get your Aztecs and your Mayans mixed up as well.
Yes.
Well, we do Kris Kringle in my family, and the joke of it is that you can pretty much tell a present from me by how badly it's wrapped.
Oh yeah, I'm a shocking wrapper too.
Everybody knows, because it doesn't matter. Like, every time I wrap a present, it looks like I've rewrapped it, but it's actually my first go.
We're going through Grantville here, which is just before Wonthaggi. And
you're going to mention this bakery? Or?
Been to that bakery.
I
did it. My kid's school camp at primary school is just over here.
This is the camp.
Glen Forbes, where there's a few. That Savlaki shop is excellent. That Euro buys.
Oh, right.
It's like these guys used to run one in Oakland, which is where a lot of the Greeks and they're great. And then they moved down here for some reason. And I'd been there once and it was so good. Anyway, I'd been on the school camp for 2 nights, just like 20 minutes down the road here. And then like the teachers are like, "Oh, the kids are going to make you 60. Yeah. The kids are going to make you a wrap for lunch." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, cool." you know, and you're looking at the shit bread with the hummus and
Yeah.
and anyway, then we have to eat at the park at Turuden, you know, and I just I'm driving by. No, I had another mum in the car. I said, I'll just mum in the car. I said, I'll just stop and get something to eat. So I get a great souvlaki, and I rock up, and all the kids are eating their shit vegetable wraps, and one kid goes, "What are you eating, David?" And I'm like, "Just a wrap like you guys." But anyway, Glenn Forbes. Okay, so I don't know if I told this story before, but last year I go and do this group of builders or something. They're like building people, and the guy goes, "We're getting you back because you did us 3 years ago, and you traumatized this young guy." Right. Who was like an apprentice now, but now he's won Builder of the Year or something in the company. He's doing really well. But you kind of insinuated he was like a kiddie fiddler. I'm like, oh, did I? I couldn't even remember. I couldn't even remember it, you know.
I know, but you left a trail of carnage all over
Yes,
Australia.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes, yeah, don't mention that, but you've got to highlight, you know, the fact that everyone remembers it. Everyone remembers it. I'm like, oh, cool. So I get up there and I go,
Oh, no.
oh, here we are. Oh, bloody, if you won the big award, mate. Remember me? And he's like, yeah, I remember from last time. He was laughing. And I go, so I just go, so where are you living now? And he goes, you wouldn't know it, mate. You wouldn't know it. I said, try me. And he goes, Glen Forbes, which is where the primary school camp is.
Yeah.
And I go, Glen Forbes? Mate, that's near Phillip Island. My kids go to the school camp there. And he goes, oh, wow, my property. I share a fence with the school camp. And I go, oh, yeah? And then there's just a pause and I go, have I seen you hanging around it? And they go crazy and I'm thinking, oh, no, I've done it again.
You've done it again.
I'm traumatised again from Glenn Forbes. Hello if he's listening. Anyway, we're off to San Remo. Have you done the island? Have you done a gig on the island?
I don't...
I did a cafe.
I don't think I've made it on the island. I've done the Western Port Hotel.
That's just near there.
Yeah.
That's a different... There's 2 hotels in San Remo. I found that out. I didn't know that. Because, of course, that was owned by Marcus Ryan's parents.
Yeah. I may have done...
who's a comedian.
What's that pub on the island in Cowes?
The Dover?
No, it's got a really classy name.
Hasn't it? Cliffs of Dover? Hasn't it? One of them burnt down, I think.
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Yeah, Isle of Wight.
Right, I did a corporate function there.
I think I might have done a gig there for Marshall Butters.
Oh, that's going back.
Oh, it's a long time ago. Yeah.
Long time ago.
I can still remember.
Anyway,
yeah.
Keep listening because we'll come back on and we'll tell you what the great San Remo Hotel was like. I remember last time was pretty good. Mixed crowd. A lot of caravan park people, a lot of residents who live down there, and it's a good mixture.
All right. Well, let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
All right.
All right, we're back on the debrief here. Just done San Remo Hotel, driving home.
Hi.
How was it, Brad?
That was lovely. What a wonderful way to kick off a new year of comedy. They were very nice.
They were awesome.
I thought it went very well considering it's what I call a twilight gig. Well, it was for me.
Yeah, it was light in the room.
And Billy, but yeah, they seemed to like it. They were very nice.
Billy Stiles was on, and we had fun. It was great.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, so you want your first one to, what did I say? It was probably
2nd of January.
10 days since I last worked, but
I know. You still feel a bit rusty, don't you?
It was last year, Dave.
Last year, man. Oh. No, it was great, and there were some young people there. Actually, you were saying there might be some young people, and there were.
They were
great.
Quite a mix, and cameo from one of your family's exes.
Oh boy! So yeah, before I went on, the guy up the back said, "Mate, my wife's here, Anita. She went out with your brother Mark in the '80s, and I sort of remember her. Mark didn't have that many girlfriends, didn't it? You know. But anyway, and then I did my set and I finished, and then I thought, oh, I forgot to talk to Anita. So you were still talking, finishing up. So I went back and grabbed the mic off you, and said, well, you got me a fake encore, basically.
Well, yeah, because it was the only way I could stop you bullying me.
Yeah, and I grabbed the mic and I said, I forgot that there's a woman here who went up with my brother in the 80s, and she stood up and started to talk, so I turned the spotlight on her, and she told the whole story about her. She was a good Italian girl going with Mark, and my brother had a mohawk and drove a panel van, apparently. So
Yeah. And then we did the fake, and...
that was great when you said that.
Yeah, and
She
tonight...
goes, I haven't seen him for 40 years, and you said, well, guess what?
Tonight...
Come through, Mark. Anyway.
It was bizarre, but it was good. It was, it was a very comfortable finish.
Yeah, it was good.
And, it was very, look, I guess my emceeing is very...
Yeah, you were great.
Non-traditional,
Walking through the crowd, talking to people.
Yeah.
Getting the people to sit down the front.
Yeah, and pretending to get on stage.
Yeah, that was quite a step, wasn't it?
It was quite a step. I've done that in the past though, where if I do 4 or 5 attempts to get on the stage, by the time I do get on the stage, it gets a huge cheer.
Yeah, they all clapped.
Yes.
And then I said, Brad, I'm Brad's big round of applause for Brad. I'm actually his carer. That's my role here. They got a good laugh, actually.
They did.
I'm going to be doing that again, I reckon.
It was just a little over, just under 12 months ago. You were pushing me through the airport, Dave.
Yeah, from that Jetstar
in a wheelchair.
Yeah, the wheelchair. One of the greatest moments.
Oh yeah, when
getting messages on the Jetstar flight. Can you push me in a wheelchair? And then we have to wait till everyone gets off the plane. It's like,
and the most unhappy carer.
Yes.
Of all time.
Oh, I'd be terrible. I'm the worst. You just ask my wife. I try, but
yeah.
But also, I try to. When I'm sick, I just like to be left alone. But certain members of my family like to be really looked after. Like constantly ask if they're okay. And
I don't.
I'd like to just get on with it by myself.
Look, I felt so humiliated being pushed around that I had to try and make it funny because
what else can you do?
It was doing my head in,
What else can you do?
Yeah, but it's anyway. It's it nearly broke up the act.
Not really, but yeah. Well, we're touring again, so if there's anyone in we're going to Bairnsdale. We're doing the show that we've been doing, which is me and Brad, but then we're also part of the Melbourne Comedy Showcase, which is a great lineup that Celia Wordsworth from Wordsworth, she did all the shows. She's been on this podcast actually, that me and you did in theatres, and so we're doing Mildura,
Sail again, aren't we?
Sail again, Blow the Bridges, Brad.
Blow the Bridges.
And I can't remember where else, but anyway, we'll put them up online. And but it's a great lineup because it's me, you, Billy Stiles, Sonia Diorio, very funny, and Dave Thornton.
Yeah, Thornton.
And sometimes Limo if there's no Dave Thornton. So what a lineup!
I know. And
because as we know, you get road shows from Melbourne and Sydney comedy festivals, but they're not as good as those lineups. That lineup, no way, man.
Yeah, there's always a spare wheel, isn't there?
No way.
Yeah, and I've got so.
They don't have that amount of experience on those lineups, that's for sure.
No, and Mildura, just almost the furthest you can go in Victoria without leaving. Although,
I think we're driving to Mildura.
Oh yeah, well, great.
How much a flight? I think they're quite expensive.
I think they are. I think
remember we drove to Mildura and I got the plane out of there, and you guys had to drive home. Remember that?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Oh, well, see ya.
And see ya.
You really did make a prick of yourself too. It was good.
Yeah, it was fucking Mildura.
Who were we with?
Billy. You would have driven home with Billy, I reckon.
That's right. Yeah.
I was. I had to fly up to Sydney and do a gig at the Enmore with Kitty and other people. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. And I saw Annabelle Crabb on the street. It was a very Sydney experience, Bradford. Very Sydney.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, you were in Mildura driving home. I was on that plane.
Yeah. Well, I look, I like Mildura. It's just It's just so far. You know?
It is a long way.
You can
to
get
drive.
Bali in the same amount of
Yeah,
time
you can.
as you can. You know.
Can you?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, it's you fly to Bali in 5.5 hours, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're driving, I get it. I get what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
But it's also it's like one of those things. And I don't know if people who listen to this podcast would have an equivalent, right? But it's one of those drives where it's just a little bit too long.
oh, once it gets over 2 or 3 hours, you're like far out.
But it's like, some drives you just go, like, I've always found that with kind of going down to Warrnambool and Portland.
Oh,
and
Warrnambool
like
or Albury.
Yeah.
Whereas you go to here tonight's an hour and a half. Perfect. Ballarat an hour and a half from Melbourne. But you go to Albury, 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, you do it flat, sticking about 3.
But I drove to Mount Gambier 5 hours. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Also, your body starts to hurt. Parts of your
Yeah.
body aches.
My body started to hurt in about 2008.
Yeah, so
And hasn't stopped.
Yeah, far out. Wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good, as Nick Kershaw said? Wouldn't it be good
to be in my shoes?
Yeah, to be in your shoes. Wouldn't it be good?
So you tried out some of your new
I did
material?
all. It was all new material, actually.
Yeah.
Well, not new, but newish.
Yeah.
That I'm doing in the festivals coming up, Brad. Perth, Adelaide, and Melbourne. Hopefully, I'll be coming to Brisbane and other places. So yeah, it was fantastic because there was such a good crowd.
And I didn't do new stuff, but I experimented with some new
Yeah,
looks.
you just sort of.
I did experimented with some new looks on my face.
Oh yeah.
couple of grins.
The next gigs I'm doing is Perth Fringe, so
I did a bit of crowd work.
you did a bit of crowd work, which is great.
Yeah.
Because we did a construction gig, didn't we, before Christmas
Yeah.
for the great.
Yeah.
What were they? Baxter.
No, Buxton.
Buxton.
Yeah. And they didn't really want comedy. They wanted us to be rude to them.
Well, that's the thing with those kind of gigs. I'd come from doing Geelong, and they were guys that made water tanks and put in tanks and pumps.
Yeah.
And they liked all that kind of roasting kind of stuff. But
so you were primed for it, but I was brought up a bit better, Dave. Find it hard to be rude to people, and anybody who knows me knows exactly how untrue that is.
No, so
There's
anyway,
people all around the country laughing at that.
we had fun at that gig, and the guy, what was his name? Sam Honey, lovely bloke.
Yeah, lovely fellow.
He was an architect, but he didn't look like an architect. Architects have a real look. They're either bald or got nice hair if they're men.
Yeah, but
they
I-
wear those square glasses and wear a nice shirt.
I thought that you got that out of him like a detective, though, because I'd been speaking to him for an hour, and all I'd got was he was in construction.
Yeah, but he was
And
an
you somehow
actual
ferreted
architect.
out of him that he was an architect.
I thought he'd be a project manager, which there were two guys there tonight at San Remo who both said they were project managers, and I'm always like, oh, that's just a guy who wears high vis and a helmet but don't get your hands dirty.
It's also long-term unemployed.
Being a project manager.
Yeah, and you just go, what are you doing? I'm a project manager for my mate. He's building a house.
Oh, right.
Is he paying it? Well, no. I'm just
project
manager. You mean when the trucks turn up, you go there and let them in?
Yeah. Wearing the high vis. Evan Hocking does that routine about his dad wearing the high vis, but he's not working. He just wears high vis.
Yeah.
I saw a bloke at the South Melbourne supermarket in a high vis top on a walking frame. I'm like, mate, pick a side. You know, you can't do both. Why have you got a high vis top on the walking frame? I got to remember that joke.
No, and I'm surprised there isn't a footy team that is just wearing high vis.
There's a school in Queensland where the uniform's high vis.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the paper.
So what about the crossing guards?
They're high vis.
Well,
Sort of. Some of them are.
no, but I mean for that school.
Oh, yeah, right.
Is it inverted? Like,
Yeah.
they just wear matte black.
Oh, God. I'm spewing. I missed the opportunity tonight. 60. Is it?
It said 60 there. Yeah.
Oh, God. No, that's 80.
No, but there was a normal sign.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is Turridan. We're in Turridan.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I missed the opportunity to hang shit on the Kooyurup lookout. If anyone is from this area would know, there is a lookout near here where
You can see fuck
all. Yeah, you get up the top and you're like, wow, this is not the Eiffel Tower.
It's like it's like something out of Midsummer Murders where you go
Yes.
go up and stand on that gate. What can you see? Nothing. Yes. Keep looking.
Yeah, there's a dead body in the marsh.
Yeah, there's people rooting on a tractor.
Midsummer Murders.
80. And no, but seriously, there was a non-illuminated sign that said 60, and
Okay.
just so you know, Dave gets his points back
Tomorrow. One more day.
So I'm hyper vigilant for him.
Yeah, good, because I have to, as the woman said, you have to drive like a nana for a year, because I took the option. Someone used to do stand-up about it. Only in Australia do you get the double or nothing.
That's Matt Ellsbury's joke.
Oh, it's a good joke.
Yeah.
Because you can either lose your license for 3 months or get the option of having no points and driving like a nana for 12 months and getting no points.
Yeah.
And I chose because I've got to drive in my job, as we know. We listen to the debriefer in a car.
Yeah. 60.
60, oh yeah. But no, between 7 and 8 p.m, I think it says. There's a little... Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be a big... Mate, I'll be hitting the road at 140 Ks tomorrow when it hits midnight.
Don't you remember that?
Acid burnout.
Big joint.
Your big
long
joint.
neck in hand.
Just looking for a boost bus to crash into.
But no, I've got to check find out when my points are coming back. So, you
can ring up and check online.
Yeah.
They can tell you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should let them know where I am. That's all.
No, well,
I'm still paying off all those fines.
That's a factor. Anyway, Brad, so what went well tonight at the Great San Remo pub?
Well, I thought it was a very friendly gig.
Was.
The staff were friendly.
I maintain that gigs in holidays are good. They're in a good mood.
They were in a good mood. And we averted the crisis. I don't know if you saw Roxanne having to take that call on her phone from her neighbour in Dingley Village. Because that's what happened was I walked into the middle of the crowd. I walked up to them because she was sitting there flanked by her daughters Lucy and Emily.
Lucy, yeah. Who worked at a butcher's.
And I walked up to them and I just went, so may I ask what's going on? She goes, oh, God, I knew this would happen. I'm sorry, but my neighbour's contacting me. She's at my front door. She's messaging me. There's some kind of crisis. And I said, well, that's quite all right. Continue with that. But it doesn't need the three of you to be looking at the phone.
What was it?
Well, it turned out to be nothing.
Oh,
because I when we came back after the break, I said, crisis, how's the crisis? No, it turned out it was just nothing. But it's just, so anyway, but it was the whole thing was a very friendly
atmosphere,
environment, wasn't it?
You love a good neighbour. Just as a side note, I got a text message from my neighbour last week, Josh, saying we're in Thailand. I knew he was going to Thailand. Can you water the tomato plants? P.S. You can use the pool if you want. Oh,
yes.
10 seconds. Cut to 30 seconds later, mate. I'm there with 40 of my best friends having a pool party. So no, the kids have been loving it. You forget how much. Well, my kids are teenagers. How much they love a pool.
I said to Dave that I would have just done a horsey off the house
to water the plants.
Splash enough water to water the plants.
Anyway,
or a horsey or a gutser.
We're sitting in the pool yesterday and they've got like a flash car. And I said, all right, well, pool's first, car next. Have a go in that.
When do they get back?
Mid-Jan. It's great. They're gone for a while.
So that they're going to have to get you out.
Yes. But,
squatters.
It's almost like I want to buy a G-string to be sunbaking as they turn up jet lagged from their flight. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What didn't go well?
Well, look, it was just it's not optimum to start in the light like that, particularly with a pub that has entire glass wall looking out on a causeway leading over to the Phillip Island, so that I really was competing for attention with people. I would have liked the stage to have been in the centre of the room.
We talked about that
and made it a wide room rather than
long
room like that. Because also people didn't sit up the front.
No.
And it's so tedious, just like I'm sure we've talked about this before, but my little trick is people don't want to sit up the front because they're worried about getting picked on. And so I walk into the room and I walk up to like
leave the stage.
15th row or something like that and go, hey, guess what? Look, I'm here. I'm picking on you now. I see you're not safe anywhere. You're probably safer up the front.
Exactly.
You dickheads.
Any organisational hazards get in the way? Well, the microphone.
Yeah.
Because, listeners, we are talking on these microphones, which are good quality. We swapped Billy's mic with this mic, and it sounded better.
Yeah. There's no criticism there, but it was just...
No, but Mike's... I remember Mick Nevin, who's been on this podcast before, he knows about shit like this, and he said it's often the quality of the mic.
Yeah, it is. Because it can happen where one word drops out of, say, a punchline.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have anywhere near the intended impact.
Yeah.
So it would have been better to just be on top of that a bit more.
And how can we do better next time?
Have
it in winter.
Billy your microphone.
Yeah, and also have it in winter when it's dark.
Yeah, but also too that if I think that if you had the stage against the wall, because I think we did that at the lawn once, didn't we?
Yeah, we moved the stage around.
Yeah, because we had the stage in the lawn right up.
Yeah, it was a long room. Yeah,
and it just makes it harder for those people at the back. Yeah, so it would have been it could have been better.
Those gigs at lawn were great, but Maryvale took over the lawn pub,
and
that's a Sydney bunch.
Yeah,
so I haven't even approached them.
No.
Anyway, I did talk to the barman once. Anyway,
do they have a lockout?
We can have this conversation off air.
Oh, okay. I would say, organisationally too, that perhaps another. I don't know how we could fix this, but another 20 people would have known.
Yeah. Well, that's just the thing of
nice and loaded room.
Would have been good, but it was just me, you, and Billy. So we were lucky to get that amount of people. I reckon we did well.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Brad. And look, we should put a shout out too that if anyone wants to learn how to do comedy, because people often ask me or through a friend, you're involved. You teach at the School of Hard Knock Knocks in South Melbourne.
Yes.
And it is actually a really good course because you have guests, like Billy's doing a thing with you soon. Like I've done it before.
We got Jamone in the middle of the year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you can go along. You get Brad, who runs the course with Maury Morgan, and you do all the sort of teaching, and you have a guest speaker like Jamone or Billy or myself. And then you get to actually do a gig at the end of the 4 nights.
All the graduates get up.
And do stand-up.
So we do Sunday through to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of learning your craft. I coach, and then on the Thursday I'm the MC. You get up, you do your show, and
it's just a great way to enter comedy because often first gigs will be at open mic rooms, and they're not very welcoming.
No.
And this gig that you do on the Thursday is always a great night because people bring their friends, people are positive. Or often people's first gig is raw comedy, and again, that can be a harsh environment, I reckon.
I think, I think the analogy for me is that you can, if you had to learn how to drive a car by stealing a car, that's what it's like to start just flat out in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Versus having a lesson, because we don't teach people to be funny, we teach people to be funnier.
Yeah, you just try to get them to utilise their skills, write a 5-minute routine,
and just learn certain things like. When I started, I didn't know, anything about microphones.
Yeah, holding a mic.
Anyway, but that's what I do. School of Hard Knocks, or you can contact me, and
get on board.
I'm all over social media like Dennis Waterman.
How many hits does your thing had now? Your fish joke?
2.7 million.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know. 2.7 million.
2.7 million.
Nearly as controversial as the Indian cricket team.
Bunch of, anyway.
But it's good to be back. Good to be back on the debrief.
Here we are, the debrief. I was going to say a bunch of sooks, but that's more the fans than the cricket players.
It is, yeah.
But, all right.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.